Hello and welcome to another trip report. Back on a sleeper train again. Finally, it has been a while. Not the night jet though, but a sleeper train from Budapest in Hungary to Berlin in Germany. There is also a good connection if you want to take this train from, for example, Bratislava. And also what calls in Poland as well. So it's also a good connection, for example, between Bratislava and some towns in Poland. The total travel time is a little more than 14 hours, what is not that fast. But it's a sleeper train, so it doesn't matter, because you can sleep and enjoy the ride, and in the morning you don't have to rush. If you're traveling at daytime, the travel time between here and Berlin will be way shorter, about 11 hours. But of course, sleeping and traveling at the same time is very efficient, so this is why I like this. I booked a private compartment for myself tonight. What I'll do in this video, I'll show you the railway station of Budapest Keleti. This is where I'm at right now. I'll show you the train and try to show you as much as possible, so also other comfort categories. And as far as it's possible, I also try to show you some views from the train. By the way, that train over there, I took it I think 3 or 4 years ago. That's a sleeper train that runs between Vienna and Bucharest via Budapest, but I'm not taking that one now. Anyway, I talk way too much. I hope you like this video. If you do so, give me a thumbs up, and if you like to see more train related videos, subscribe to my channel. And if you really don't want to miss anything, just make sure you hit the bell icon so you get notified if I upload new videos. For now, let's roll the intro. Before I start this video, this channel is mainly about international and long distance train and ferry travel. If you're interested in other trip reports I did, below the description of this video on YouTube you find a link to a map, and on this map you find all trip reports I did. The lines do indicate the routes, and the station and ferry icons do indicate the station and ferry terminal reviews. Budapest Keleti, or Eastern Railway Station, is one out of the 3 main railway stations that are also terminal stations in the Hungarian capital Budapest. This railway station is also known for the main international and intercity railway station of this city. I arrived there with a railjet train that came from Vienna, but please note, not all international trains do arrive and depart from this railway station. The RegioJet, for example, departs from Budapest daily, and the EuroCity trains that run via Bratislava to Prague run from Budapest Nyugati, if I pronounce it right. I do have a video where I'll be featuring Nyugati railway station in Budapest as well. You can find it in the description of this video. But for now, I will show you Budapest Keleti railway station. This railway station was being renovated at the moment I was here, although it seemed like it was only renovated for a small section of the railway station. This was not only the case over here, but also when I was filming the railway station of Nyugati. For most terminal railway stations you'll find shops and railway related services at the end of all platforms, but in this railway station you find most facilities at the sides of the platforms. By the way, I really like the architecture of this railway station. Well, I show you as much as possible, so also all these details. Over here at the side there are some more vending machines, departure screens, but you basically find all over the railway station. And of course you'll find some space where you can wait, although there are also dedicated waiting rooms of course. The opening hours of these waiting rooms are quite good as well. This is one of the waiting rooms, nothing really special, and over here you also find screens with information about departing trains, what might be very useful. Apart from the regular waiting rooms within this railway station, there's a first class lounge available as well. And since I was traveling with a sleeper accommodation, my reservation gave me access to the first class lounge. Even though I was traveling on a second class Interrail ticket. Even though I didn't spend a whole lot of time in the lounge and I actually only drank 1 coffee, the lounge itself looks pretty nice. You can choose from a selection of free drinks and bites, and for a reasonable amount you can also buy some bites and drinks over here. Within the lounge there's a good spot where you can sit and work, and free Wi-Fi is provided. Free Wi-Fi is not only available in the lounge, by the way, but at several spots within this railway station. Not all tracks will go to the front of the railway station, so for some terminal tracks you have to walk a little bit more to the back of this railway station, and over here you find the other tracks. A map of the railway station can be found at several spots, as you can see over here. Within this railway station there are several ATMs, and most of them were branded with the name EuroNet. Please do note, EuroNet is charging quite high fees for if you want to withdraw money from their ATMs. So the best thing is just to go to a local bank. Another thing you need to know, do never ever exchange money at the street. This might be a scam, because it's very well known they might offer you better deals than local exchange offices, you also find within this railway station by the way, but they will give you another currency that doesn't have a lot of value, so you basically end up with nothing. This scam is not only in Hungary, but you find this in other countries as well. At the beginning of this railway station there's a big screen that will host information about departing and arriving trains, and like I mentioned before, most shops can be found at the sides of this railway station. There are not a whole lot of shops around here, so please keep this in mind, but you will find enough spots where you can buy some food and drinks for the journey. Although within the train there were also some things for sale, but it doesn't count for every train of course. A little bit more at the front you will find some ticket counters. There are separate ticket counters for domestic and international tickets, so please keep this in mind. Even though this is a terminal station, this doesn't mean all trains do start or end their journey over here. For some trains this is just a station along the way, but of course they need to change direction over here. Something I really like is the part at the side of the railway station over here. I just really love the architecture at this spot. Close to this point there's a hallway, and within this hallway you'll find lockers, toilets and some more shops. Directions are given in generally okay within this railway station. It's not like it's blowing me away, but it's good. Thanks to the use of icons this is understandable to everybody. Over here you also find some more place where you can just have a sit and wait for your train, and some people even do manage it to sleep over here. And some more ticket offices. By the way, for most international long distance train the rule is the earlier you book your ticket, the cheaper it is. Tickets are based on the demand of passengers, and if a lot of people have booked for one specific train, the price for that train might go up to stimulate people to take trains that are less busy. Buying these promotional fares also means that you're obligated to take that specific train. For day trains and buying a full fare ticket, you can basically take any train. For sleeper trains, reservations are obligated. So even if you pay the full price, you must take that train, because it's basically like booking a hotel. There will be a room for you, and also the bed will be made for you. But I will show you my train in a bit. Before I will go to my train, I will show you the underground station of Budapest Keleti railway station. At the front of the railway station there's a big square, and right under the square you will find some more railway related services. This is basically for local transportation, and I think in the near future there will be some more shops over here as well. This is really good integrated with the old monumental station building though, and I think after the refurbishment there will be some more better exits from and to the railway station building to here. Within this point at the underground section you find several vending machines where you can buy metro tickets, but there's also this special ticket office over here on the left. Apart from the metro, at the side of the railway station there's also a bus stop for local buses, and tramline 24 is also serving this railway station. The metro lines 2 and 4 do depart from Budapest Keleti railway station, but they do have different underground stations, so please keep this in mind. I think I told you quite a lot about this railway station, although I can always continue about this topic. For now I'll show you my train. As you can see, my train has different destinations. This is because my train will make use of through coaches, what basically means that this train will be split up and will be combined with other trains during the route. There are actually only 2 cars that will go to Berlin. 2 other cars do go to Warsaw in Poland. There's 1 car that's a sleeping car that will go to Prague in the Czech Republic, And there are two cars, these are seating cars. They will also end up in the Czech Republic, but will go to the city of Bratislava. But I probably pronounced this totally wrong. At the moment my train arrived in Berlin, my train, what basically are two cars, were combined with the night jet that came from Vienna and a sleeper train that came from the town of Bratislava, or actually according to Google Translate I should pronounce this as Przemysl. Actually this town that will pop up on the screen right now. By the way, if you take that sleeper train from Berlin to there or the other way around, you have a great connection on trains to Lviv in Ukraine, because that town is right at the border. My original plan for this weekend was to take that train from Berlin, but the border with Ukraine was still closed, at least for international train traffic at this specific border, so this is why I would take this train now. And this on the left is my carriage for tonight. As you can see, there's a bed that will indicate that this is a sleeping car, and well, I'll show you the interior in a bit. I think these trains have been refurbished and they're actually quite good. Some icons at the side do indicate some facilities, but well, these are reserved trains anyway. At the doors you will find basic route information, so basically the carriage number and the destination of the train. And in my case, these were Hungarian train cars. I think you find mainly Hungarian cars for the route to Berlin, but I also heard some stories of people that had Slovakian cars on this route. Something that surprised me in a bit, there were only seating compartments or sleeping compartments like I had. There were no couchettes within these trains, and this surprised me a bit because for sleeping accommodations these are the most affordable ones and also the best ones if you want to share this. But for the train tour I start off with a cabin tour of my own cabin. I will show you the other accommodations as well, and also other accommodations that have been combined with this train during the trip. Hi. Actually I don't need to open this because I can talk in the reflection of the window, or just point the camera towards me. So I'm in my compartment. There are actually only two classes in this train, so only 6 people coupe compartments. What is not the kind of compartment I prefer if I'm traveling on a sleeper train. I prefer the couchette compartments, so the sleeping compartments, they don't have it. So this is why I booked a private. And another reason I do a lot of trip reports this weekend. I counted these are 9. So I spend an awful lot of time in trains because I'm still a little bit like traumatized by COVID, where I couldn't travel and couldn't create new videos. So this is also another reason why I booked it privately, so I can have some rest and travel at the same time. And also be able to give you a room tour without being, well, people looked at me. Anyway, the room tour. I think I need to change the lens of the GoPro to super wide angle. So this is better, gives me some more space to explain things to you. Over here you find a big window, but occasionally a good view, but now not really, so we can close it. Yeah, seems like there's no light leaking over here. That's really good, it's really nice. Over here find a mirror and, well, some things where you can, cup holders, things like this, power plug. These are for 3 people. I will show you how it is for 2 or 3 people as well. You can book these compartments both shared and private. Well, I booked it private, but if you're staying with 3 people, I think it's rather tight. Normally you have a lot of space for luggage over here. This is, you have some space, but it's not really a lot actually, to be honest. You have some space here. Well, continues here, so there is enough space. Definitely for 2 people. For 3 people, I really don't know. If you're traveling with 6 people, you can also make them a little bit bigger, like the couchette and also the normal 6 people compartments. The bedding numbers are based not only on here, but also on the compartment next to me. And you can basically open up this door and make it a 6 bed compartment. This is also why you have on one side you have the equal numbers, on one side you have the unequal numbers. I'll show you tomorrow how it is in the day composition, but I'll show you some of the amenities I have. Some water, wine, fruit juice, some snacks, yummy. And over here you find a washing sink. I haven't opened it yet. Oh, quite a powerful, actually. Quite powerful. So this is very neat. This is, by the way, standard if you're staying in sleeper compartments. I'll put this back. And it's actually also quite a big table if you want this. Maybe in the day composition there will also be something like a table, but we'll find out tomorrow. Another thing. Towel, soap, hand sanitizer, I think. You get a blanket, pillow, and a ladder for the upper berths if you're using it. You can control the temperature over here, a light switch. This is for a small night light. I think if you're staying at the upper bed and you have this small night light on, my GoPro is really not good with low light conditions. I would not like this. And over here, but it doesn't work if the main light is on. You find small reading lights for all beds. I think it works with the night light on, yeah. Quite a lot of power plugs, including USB charging points. So 1, 2, there's no 3? No. Maybe over there, I don't know. Here you can control the loudspeaker volume. I wouldn't put it on max. I have no idea how loud it is right now. A button to call the conductor. Yeah, I think that's it. If I close the door. If I close it like this, the conductor can still open it from outside, but when I close it like this, there's no need to do this. And especially if you share this compartment with other people, I would not do this, because it might be hard for other people to get in at night. So keep it just like this. Yeah, what else is there to say? Probably some more, but I will use a voiceover for that. And tomorrow morning I will share my experience on this train. The mattress looks quite good. This is also something that's different between different sleeper different classes in sleeper trains. You have the berth and the sleeping compartments, so the couchettes, and so-called Schlafwagen in German. Couchettes, or in general, or just places where you can lay down, but not really soft. These are way softer, but of course it really depends. On some trains the mattresses are really hard as well. Some other trains, they're okay, and some other trains are really soft. Anyway, I will tell you more with the use of a voiceover. For the sleeping accommodation where I was in, a free breakfast is included. You may choose on this list from 7 items, and the breakfast will be brought to you in the morning. Apart from the breakfast, you can also buy separate items within these trains. Don't expect a dining car experience, but you can buy some snacks and drinks at the cabin attendant. And if it's not available in this carriage, because this train will be combined with other carriages, you can always try it at another carriage. You can turn the sleeping accommodation in a day composition as well. In that case, it will look like this. If you book it for 2 people, the accommodation will look like this. And for 3 people, well, you get it, there will be a bed in the middle. I didn't film it that properly though. But as I'm walking through the train, you can get some glimpse on the left here in another compartment. By the way, CCTV is available within these trains for security. You cannot lock your compartment from outside with a key card, for example, but if you want to go to other carriages, the conductor can close it for you. But basically there's no need to walk through this train. I mean, people just stay in the compartments because there's not a dining car anyway. At the window there's also a sunscreen, as you can see over here. A toilet can be found at the end of these carriages. Within these carriages there are no showers, and there are also no compartments with an ensuite shower and toilet. You will find this on the carriages that will be attached to this train and will go on the route Vienna, Berlin. As I mentioned before, within this train there were no couchette compartments, so only the sleeper compartments I had, and you'll find this seating compartments for 6 people. Personally, I don't like to spend the night within these seating compartments. The layout and the facilities are basically the same in all seating compartments. Above the entrance door you will find a button that you can use to switch on the light, to control the temperature and to control the loudspeaker announcements. The seats can be reclined, and if you turn off the main light you can use smaller reading lights above the seats. Information about reservations and seat numbers have been written at the side of these compartments. You find luggage racks above the seats within the compartments and very small luggage racks above the aisle. This doesn't count for all these seating compartments though. Another thing that's not been standardized, not all these seating compartments do have curtains, so for at night this might not be the best night on a sleeper train. This really depends on the type of carriages though, and I don't know if they will always use these carriages. At the moment I took a look at the Polish carriages, both at departure and at the moment we were the next morning in Poland heading to Berlin, I saw that these carriages do have curtains. But once again, these carriages, if they depart from Budapest, do have another destination, Warsaw, and if they being attached at this train heading to Berlin, somewhere in Poland or across the border, these trains will come from another destination. So you can't book these carriages for this specific train. In all seating compartments I saw on this train, of course the train that I had, but also the seating compartments of the trains that was combined with my train, I saw power plugs, both in of course the Hungarian, Polish and Austrian carriages. The Austrian carriages are of the Nightjet, and I have to say, if I would spend the night within these carriages, I think these are the best carriages. They might be a bit more old-fashioned and have less power plugs for example, but if you recline these seats, you can more or less lay down over here and make it one big bed. Within the Austrian part of the train there were also some couchettes. Well, this is the accommodation I like most on sleeper trains, and especially if they are for 4 people. For 6 people I think this is a little bit too narrow, but budget-wise this might be a very good option as well. This here was in the sleeping carriage of the Nightjet, so that came from Vienna, and as you can see, these compartments do have a keycard. These are actually the old City Nightline sleeping carriages, and I was able to sneak in one of these carriages. This is actually the same type of accommodation as I do have. You find a washing sink behind these small doors at the side. Well, I'm not explaining everything again. I really should make a dedicated Nightjet video though. I said this in one of my earlier videos, but every time I wanted to take that train, the fares that were like really affordable have been gone, or the train was fully booked. Because the train was leaving at night, I couldn't film the views from the train. But around 11 o'clock the train arrived in Bratislava, the capital of Slovakia, and this was also a good time for me to go to sleep. I slept quite well by the way, but if you're a very light sleeper, by the way I am a very light sleeper but surprisingly I slept quite well, I advise you to take some earplugs and a sleeping mask. For now I'll show you some views from the train in the morning. So this is in Poland and Germany. Well, hello from Berlin Hauptbahnhof, Berlin Central Station, Berlin Main Station. It was a really smooth ride. The crew was really nice and friendly. From here on I will move slowly back home. However, I have I think like 5 or 6 videos where I end or start my journey at this railway station. And I don't want to feature this railway station because right now I will take an ICE Type 1. This is one of the ICE trains I haven't featured yet. But I don't know if it's 1 or 2, but one of the first generations. But that one also calls Berlin Spandau. So I will move there now and show you that railway station. Briefly though. Anyway, for now, I hope you like this video. If you do so, give me a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more train related videos, subscribe to my channel. See you on my next video. Before I really end this video, a quick comparison on the environmental impact on this route by train, car and plane. It's generally known that trains are way more environmental friendly than cars and especially planes, and this graph shows the environmental impact on different subjects. If you want to support this channel financially, you can also find me on Patreon. It's patreon.com/Trainviking. But a like, a comment, but also a subscription is very much appreciated to help this channel grow and to encourage more people to take the train instead of the car or the plane. At last, I will show you the departure of my train at Berlin Hauptbahnhof. So the composition here is, like I mentioned in the video before, different than at the moment I entered the train. My train consisted of the 4th and the 5th carriage. Once again, thanks for watching and see you on my next video.